first kick to football?
I think it was about 4 years of age, and that was when the passion grew. And then I joined the team at about 8, and then it sort of went from there.
And when you first started, got older and you started playing in a proper team, what position did you play?
I was playing sort of on the wing, right wing, left wing. Then I went to right back. And then as I got older, I ended up being a striker, scored lots of goals. I'm sure my friends would tell you a lot different. And now I mainly play on the bench.
Is there any position that you really don't like being in?
I could never be a goalkeeper. Never in a million years. Don't let the children hear that. But goalie's never been something for me. I'm not brave enough. And also, I couldn't really be a centre-back because I don't really like heading the ball. But we wish about that one.
When did you first become interested in coaching?
I've always wanted to do coaching. I remember when I was about 15, I did an award called the Community Supports Leadership Award at Welling School, and I was asked to do some coaching then, and that's when I got the bug, and I knew what I wanted to do. And it's sort of ever since then, I've always wanted to be involved in developing children, football-wise, and 13 years on, we're here now. So
still happy?
Yeah, still happy.
Can you give a brief outline of a AW football coaching session?
Yeah, so we've got super kicks and little kicks. A little kicks brief outline of the session will be the sort of the really easy stuff, if you must, but the essential stuff. Loads of little kicks and loads of big kicks, as we call them, with the kids. Lots of numbers and coordination games. I think it's really important to learn the basics about blue, white, orange, red, etc. And obviously learning numbers through football is always going to be a benefit. A super kick session is for children that are slightly older, but we've never held back with moving a child up if they're able to do it. We develop more on the skill side of things, toe taps, step, tap, tap. Can we turn into a big space? Can we find a friend? But all of the sessions really are about having fun. Hopefully we add in a social element as well, always finding it important to make sure that children are responding well to myself and Coach Jack. And enjoyment is the main thing of the session though.
And so what age ranges do you cover?
So with our sessions at AW Football, Monday to Friday, we cover sort of 2 to 5 year olds. We do after school clubs as well, and we have a very successful session over at SID Cup as well, and we go up to the age of 9. That's been running for about 5 years now. But whatever age we can work with. I think myself, I excel with the under 5s. I think that's the age group that I best suit, and judging by the results we've had on and off the pitch and the responses from the parents, it seems to really be the age range that the parents bring to me, and then we grow from there. So,
on a personal note, what football team do you support?
I support Charlton Athletic and Welling United. I was a Charlton fan through my dad, and that's my first memories of going to a game. Before they got big and went to the Premier League many years ago now, we used to go all the time, which was lovely. Kids for £1. You won't get that much. Well, you will now where Charlton are, but you wouldn't get it much more. But then later on in life, I became a Welling United fan. It's been about 10 years going home and away, including I've got a plane to one Welling United away game over at Newcastle, Blythe Spartans. So that was commitment to the cause. So.
And who was your favourite player when you were growing up?
My favourite player? Probably quite a weird one, and a lot of the children wouldn't have heard of him. Maybe some of the parents as well, but it was a player called Danny Mills. Danny was a player that I really looked up to. Played at the back, went on to play for England. Someone that really emphasised for me that the game and how it could be played. And there was also Lee Bowyer as well, centre midfield, really good player, and that's just through the Charlton effect. So they were my two favourite players growing up.
And what's the best match you've ever watched?
Best match I ever watched is the same again. It's got to be the Charlton versus Sunderland playoff final. Clive Mendonca hat-trick, went to penalties, and Super Sasha Ilic got us into the Prem for the first time. Without a doubt, hands down. Never forget it. Never forget it.
Back to AW football coaching. What are your hopes and dreams for AW football coaching? Where would you like to see it go?
I think with AW football coaching, I think when we set it up 6 years ago, I really didn't know if it would go on to be as long as it has now. We're now looking at between 250 and 300 children a week attending our sessions, either after school or during the day. I never imagined in my wildest dreams, sort of in the future, to grow Kingsdale, the club which comes through the soccer school, and in turn make that bigger. But for AW football, we just want to keep doing what we're doing. We want to grow. Obviously, we've got Coach Jack now as well. He's doing fantastic, and hopefully, over the next sort of few months, he may even be going away to run a club, and then we get the right people in. I think it's very important for the age group that we do. We get in coaches that can work with children under the age of 5. It is a very selective job. You have to be able to understand what the children are going through as well. A lot of people have tried it, and it's not football coaching for the majority of it. It's understanding the children, being supportive, and helping them grow. And then the football element comes in at a later date.
What do you find the most rewarding part of your job?
The most rewarding part? There's lots of parts. Watching a child do something that you've shown them, sometimes, a lot of times, and then they do it, and then they do it again, and then they understand it. You'll never get bored of that as a coach. Soul taps, toe taps, little kicks, big kicks, all of this stuff, to teach them over and over again, and then they get it. You see the light go on. That's what really hits home to me, and to the end product as well. Even this year, we've the team that I've taken on this year, 6 of the 8 boys have been with me since they were 2 years of age. So that the trust element from the parents to be with me for that long, 5 years on, it's a compliment to I like to say to myself, and obviously the parents who trust me, and it's the adventure. There is an end product, and so there's lots of rewarding parts, and also when the parents come up to you as well.
Yeah.
The you guys, if you're watching the video, it never gets boring when you come over and say that the children, they love what they're doing, they're learning, and they come and give me a cuddle at the end. It all makes it worthwhile.
And how does it make you feel to be a role model to so many kids?
It feels strange, if I'm being honest. I'm just a guy that, I just want to sort of go out there and do my job as such. I don't see this as a job anymore that I used to. Some days it's the hardest job in the world, some days it's the easiest. But for children to come up to you and, they tell you that they love you, that's never going to get boring again. It's they want to be involved, and they want to be near you, and they want to cuddle you, and they want to give you a high five and tell you that that you've helped them. It means the world. So there's the same again, to be a role model to children. It's amazing.
It's a great power for parents too, who can say to their kids, I'm going to tell Coach Alex we won't go football.
Yeah.
You don't know how well that works. What would your main bit of advice be to children and their parents hoping to get into football?
The main thing, without a doubt, and I get asked this a lot as well, when people want to come along to a football session of AW, it is listening. If a child listens, they learn. I'm a massive fan of listening, and every boy that I've brought through and has gone to maybe sign in a pro academy, or go into a development centre, on a good level, listening has been the number one. You can guide a child through listening, and the skills develop after that, and obviously the willingness to learn. So.
Obviously, importantly to me, how do you remember all their names? Seriously,
yes.
How do you remember all their names?
Yeah, no, I get asked that a lot. I actually don't know. I think it's just a skill that I've definitely developed. Especially over the last few years, seeing so many more children. A lot of parents seem to enjoy the fact that I remember their children's names. But I think I think it's really important as well. I think it's a sign of identity. It's a sign that we care as well. With having AW above the door, if you as such, it's me. You know, it's me and Jack, and I want to treat every child as special.
Yep.
You're either there because you really want to be part of the football, or you're there because you want to learn just a skill set and then take it elsewhere. Either way, when you're in that session, you're my concern, and to know your name is a big part of it. It makes you feel wanted, and you know it also shows that me and Jack, you know, we can approach a child and it doesn't make it uneasy.
Yeah.
So yeah, big part of it.
If you hadn't been a football coach, what else would you have been?
If I hadn't been a football coach.
And not a football player.
No, not a football. I wasn't good enough to be a football player, I'll tell you that. I do get asked a lot this. I did apply for the police actually a few times when I was younger. That never went anywhere, as you can probably tell. But my brother and my dad are train drivers, and I probably would have gone into that field of work. But I'd never in a million years change the job that I have now.
Why should kids come to your sessions?
Why should they come? Well, for me, you know, we make it fun. You know, there is a more serious side to football, but it comes at a lot later age. I'm here to essentially give children the passion for football. I've always believed in anything, which goes from schooling to sporting activities. If you can get a child's interest and you guide them through the interest that you've given them, with love and with care and with encouragement, you know, that passion will grow and it will become a big part of their life. And football is my life. And, you know, I'd like to think that the majority of the children that come, I give them that. And obviously the skill set comes at a later date. But I think with an AW football session, what you'll get encouragement from the get-go. You'll get lots of chances to touch the ball. Lots of chances to do new skills, work on balancing as well. The ABCs, agility, balance and coordination. And most importantly, make friends from it. You know, these boys, some of them now, you know, it means the world to me to see pictures of them going out to each other's birthday parties, to sleepovers, and it's friendships that I've helped grow. And obviously parents as well. So, really good.
So you'd say it's more than just football?
Yeah, I'd say that without a doubt, AW football's more than football. Outside of when we do sessions, you know, I socialise with some of the parents, sometimes too much. You know, it's like a family. Aside from obviously my wife and my family, I do see AW football coaching as a family. I'm always here for the kids, and the parents have always been good for me. They've always supported me. And when you go sort of through the years and you get to know each other really well, the kids will definitely become a big part of your life. And they're all like brothers and sisters. You know, they're a big part of my life. And without a doubt, AW football is, in my opinion, that's slightly bit different to some other companies. You know, because it's just me at the front door. You know, it's important for me to be on top of my game all the time and to give 110% every session. And then you grow closer, and obviously it's the parents trusting me with their children. So, you know, it's one big happy family.
Have you done any coaching anywhere other than England?
Yeah, 2010 I was lucky enough to go out to Africa. We was going there anyway, and then obviously the World Cup was based there, so that was great. When I was in Tanzania, we worked in an orphanage, big eye opener. And I was working with the children there, and we was doing some football. Different world, literally. No shoes. It was a big difference to what we're used to in England as a coach, and the equipment, an awful lot different. But they just wanted to play. Their energy and the willingness to learn was incredible. One boy, Ali, couldn't believe it. He actually loved the game so much he wore his football boots to school, and they had studs, and it was a 1.5 mile walk there and a 1.5 mile walk back, If that's not love for the game, I don't know what is. I also took a men's team in Tanzania for a training session, and the local village, which was Moshi, actually heard I was there, and over 40 men turned up when we had 2 footballs.
Wow.
And we actually had a tree in the middle of the pitch, and it was like there was bumps all over it. The goals were made out of bamboo. But I look back and it was an amazing experience. But if I had to go back again, I'd be taking a lot more of obviously what I've learnt and a lot more sort of equipment out there for them, because they're very talented. You know, they're very talented and they just need the opportunity. But Africa became a big part of my heart, and without a doubt, one day the aim is to sort of set up a partnership with the orphanage in Tanzania and supply them with kit and stuff. Any football boots, because I know what it means. I saw it in the kids. Stuff like, you know, an old pair of football boots, which some people would throw away, to them children is every Christmas rolled into one. And it definitely gave me a more appreciation of what the smallest things in the world mean to some kids. So yeah, Africa is an amazing place, an amazing continent, and yeah, definitely made me a better football coach for learning from that.
Cool, awesome. And where can they check out all the details?
Yeah, so we've got lots of different options. We've got the AW Football Coaching Facebook page. We've also got the website www.awfootballcoaching.com. We've also got the AW Football Coaching Instagram page and the @AW Football Coach Twitter page as well. You can find out all the latest information, lots of pictures of the children. Lots of new sessions coming out as well. Yeah, just come and give it a go.